Hey everybody, Rich Lovell with the Vacaville Baseball Barn, Master Instructor with Epstein Hitting System and Online Hitting Academy. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. At the end, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any suggestions or comments, leave them below. Don't forget to hit the notifications button for future videos. So I've done a video before on rhythm and tempo, but I want to kind of expound on that or elaborate on that a little bit. And this is what I want to say to rhythm and tempo. Everybody's rhythm and tempo is different. And I see this a lot with people. They either want the player to take a little step because that's how they were taught, or they'll tell them, hey, slow feet. And I'm a victim, I shouldn't say victim, but a culprit of that as well. I like slow feet, and then I think about explosive movement. But you've also got to take into consideration the player you're working with. Here's what I mean by that. I have some players that come in here and they just move like this, right? Fast runners, don't get me wrong, but their demeanor and everything is just, hey, if you know golf, Freddie Couples. Just kind of like this. That's their rhythm and tempo. I've got other players though, they're 10 times hyper than I am. And it's incredible, they're just boom, 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 boom. So for the guys that are just super slow, it works out to our advantage that we can get them to stride. And I mean, it's really where they get set up into the launch position. It is nice and easy, and then everything explodes from here. The guys that are super quick and moving around and all, they're going to be a little faster in their tempo, but we've got to slow them down a little bit too, because if they get going too fast, it really jacks up their posture, their launch position. They'll end up here, maybe you get some movement early. So if we can just slow them down a little bit, okay, where they start understanding the feeling of this that we want to do. I put out a video talking about exaggeration and right versus wrong, I don't know, a while back. And if I can get that person to, I'll tell them, hey, go extra slow motion. And they're like this. But in reality, in their mind, they feel like they're not even moving. But if they're moving like this, to them, that's a movement like that. So if we can get them to slow down just a little bit so they start feeling these movements. Going really fast, they're not going to be able to get that feeling of the front shoulder really being down and the knob back towards the catcher, and then into their front leg and the back leg starting to work and everything starting working together. We can slow them down a little bit, get them to get into those feelings, and then they can get into their natural rhythm and tempo after we perfected some of the things before, right? So take that into consideration when you're working with players. Watch them walk in on the field, watch how they move, how they interact with people. If they're that really quick, fast-moving player, work with that. If they're that kind of slower demeanor player, work with that. Don't try to all fit them into one little mold when we're talking about style, rhythm, and tempo. When we get into the technique, different story. We want everybody pretty much in the same positions. Hope that helps you out. If you have any comments or suggestions, any questions, leave them below. Don't forget, hit thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe, and then hit the notification button for future videos.